if you have a large breed dog, the last thing you want to do is accelerate that dog's growth. And this is why. First of all, that dog is not going to grow any more than his DNA it's going to allow that dog to grow in the first place. I don't care what you're feeding it or how fast it grows. The only thing you can do, and a lot of you do it, is you make the bone grow a lot faster. And then at the end of the bones, or even attached to the bones, okay, attached to the bone, you're going to have tendons that actually attach muscle to bone. You're going to have ligaments at the end of the bones that are going to connect the bone to other bones, along with cartilage and also joints that are going to help the stabilize the bone when it's in movement. What ends up happening is when you're feeding too much protein, you weaken all of those things that are supporting this bone. Then when the dog stands, right, and it doesn't have the support that it needs in its pasterns, all of a sudden those feet turn outward because that dog is trying to stabilize his body when it stands. Therefore, you may be causing a nutritional east-west. That's what I refer to. And that's nothing more when a dog has inadequate, it's being fed inadequately. Feeding too much protein to a dog is inadequate. Feeding more calories than the dog needs is inadequate. Feeding less of either what it needs or its nutritional, its caloric intake for the day, that's also inadequate. Go ahead, Mike.
Well, I was going to say also, we've showed x-rays and stuff on here before, and I've been so surprised to know how few people know what an actual puppy joint looks like. There is no joint. It looks like the bones are all thrown in a sack of skin together, like they're not even attached to each other. They're very far apart, and there is no joint established. So if you think about it on those terms, if you've got weak soft tissue stuff, you got weak ligaments and tendons and things like that, and the joints are not even established, well, it's even more of a danger zone in those areas, because the only thing holding the dog in its shape from falling apart like a sack of meat is the soft tissue. And you start doing damage to that stuff really young, even more dangerous to the dog's structure.
Yes, it leads to nutritional imbalances, right? It could also contribute to weight gain, which is not going to help anything as far as your soft tissue is concerned. And it can start even causing digestive issues. You have no idea how many people I get on a weekly basis hitting me up. Hey, I need to get that new joint. Show me a picture of your dog. And then I see the dog, and the dog looks like Mr. Potato with like stick figure legs, real skinny little legs. And what's happened is they've been overfeeding the dog with, feed protein. Listen, when you feed protein, not only when you're overfeeding protein, not only can it affect your dog's soft tissue, it affects your dog's kidneys. It puts strains in the dog's kidney. And I understand dogs are mainly carnivores. I get that. But you got to realize that more than 70% of the meat that they're eating is nothing more than water. And when you go to a bag of kibble, right, you're going to find just about everything under the sun except water. They've taken all the water, all the moisture out so that bag of kibble could have shelf life, right? Let me see here. Inserata says, when I gave my pup super supplement and mush, my keeper's legs started to bow. I followed Raul's advice, cut back protein and added potatoes and sweet potatoes and sunlight, and she's starting to straighten out quickly. Absolutely. I need help with this topic. Anthony Smith, go ahead and become a member. Let's make this a two-way conversation. I need the link to buy some of those products from you, nutritional products, a recipe, if you can, for home-cooked or homemade dog food, but I need some of them vitamins that you got. Okay, so I could only imagine you're talking about this right here. And that, well, let me bring it up front. I clicked on the wrong button, guys. My bad. So you're talking about New Vet and New Joint DS. The green bottle, right? You're not going to see green here because I got a green screen behind me, but the green bottle is a multivitamin, is New Vet Plus, and the blue bottle's New Joint DS, which is joint support, right? If you order both of them together on auto ship, you're going to get 13% off your shipping, or better yet, 13% off the price. In addition, you're also going to be entered into our yearly raffle. If you happen to win, I'm going to go ahead and cover all of the dogs that you have in your yard with New Vet and New Joint DS. So there you have it. You asked for it. I'm sending it to you, man. Number love. Appreciate you asking that question. Now, let me move on here to the next comment. We got Malachi as a new member. Kyle, can we give Malachi some love, man?
Pues claro que sí, cabrón.
Claro que sí, cabrón. We do this every Monday at 8 p.c.s.t. And, well, you already know Malachi. I ain't got to tell you, man. You're always here with us and commenting. And, you know, you've probably just either upgraded or re-upped. It doesn't matter, man. Number love. Appreciate the support that you're giving us, man. So, hold on a second. I'm trying to send the link out here and speak at the same time. So my apologies if you see me doing something. All right. So let me jump on here and let me see. Malachi says, Raul, do you still feed once a day for my adults? And if so, what snacks do you feed to keep them in an anabolic state throughout the day? And I believe somebody jumped on there. Kyle did. He said cottage cheese as a snack. This is correct. Cottage cheese is going to keep the dog from going into anabolic state. It's probably going to buy you an extra 8 to 10 hours. Okay, an extra 8 to 10 hours. Or when you feed,
how much do you recommend?
No, just a spoonful to 2 spoonfuls when they go to sleep at night. You don't want to over proteinate a dog. Okay. Kyle is right. He's saying casein protein will hold them over a longer period of time. Absolutely. Because it's longer for it to process in the dog's body. D. Taylor, you're floating those gears, Mike. Drive safe. D. Taylor, somebody looking at you driving, man. Anthony Smith. So I seen a video where a guy was walking his dog in sand at the beach, and he said it would help the east-west. Okay. So what I'm going to say, Anthony, is this. A lot of times people have a tendency to follow 4 or 5 different people in order to either get their best information or catch them lying or whatever. My recommendation to you, Anthony Smith, is if you're watching somebody walking a dog on the beach and it's correct in the east-west, or you think it is, then that's what you need to do. Don't come jump on here. As much as I would love for you to have, New Vet and New Joint DS, don't just jump on here and take my New Vet and New Joint DS, turn around and do whatever he does on the sand, and then do whatever somebody else does, because I'm going to tell you what happens. If his sand interpretation doesn't work, you're then going to turn around and say New Vet and New Joint DS didn't work. You see what I'm saying? And it doesn't necessarily work that way. My recommendation is whoever you're going to listen to, go ahead and listen to them. Follow what they got to say. Give them a chance. And if it works, great. If it doesn't, then turn the channel. But don't just
I've got a bad little spot right here. We might be all right, might not. I might have to jump back on. But I was going to say that's part of evolving as a program. You gotta try things, but give everything its own chance and its own season, so that you can kind of cross things off the list and acquire, a plan and a course of action that you feel comfortable with that works for you.
Yeah, absolutely, bro. Unfortunately, bro, we're in a day and age where people are bombarded with information, and if it's not, we lost him there. If the person that's giving you information, if you feel it's good, Anthony, I get it. You were waiting to ask me these questions, but I needed to get the okay. I got you, man. No, but love. I'm not trying to pick on you. I'm just saying I am aware that people are watching other channels and trying to do what they got to say, and then trying to pick and choose what what I'm doing here, what they're doing there, what somebody else is doing there. My recommendation is, if you feel the other person gives you a good shot at cleaning it up, you need to give whatever they're saying a shot for a good 2 or 3 months. If that doesn't work, then that's when you turn the channel and you either come here or you go to another channel. But don't be floating around trying to pick what you want to hear from who, because at the end of the day, it might just not work out for you. All right.